Welcome back in, guys. Trey Lowell here with Lowell Productions, and in today's video we're going to be spending some time with the Movo Edge DI wireless microphone system for smartphones coming up next. So whether you're a professional or you're just a hobbyist or enthusiast, one thing we all need to acknowledge is that smartphone technology when it comes to photography and video is just light years ahead of where it used to be. Companies like Movo are really trying to increase the value of smartphones as well, providing good, reliable audio. And today's review is going to be a deep dive into the Movo Edge, particularly for iPhones. Now, I do want to give a small little disclaimer. The entire time, we are going to be using the iPhone built-in video recording app. I don't want to go too in-depth in regards to why, other than I think a lot of you are going to actually be using that. A lot of us are just going to open our phones, click record, and go, and this particular setup is going to allow you to do that. So at this point, this is going to be the first time you guys are hearing that Movo audio going directly into that iPhone. Now, for reference, if you are wondering if your audio is synced up, you're going to be looking for a blue light right here indicating yes, and then on the back of that phone over here, if those two are blue, you know you are good and ready to go. Also, very simple. Gonna go ahead and clip this microphone, boom, on the side of my jeans, and for the first time, there we are. Rolling directly into that iPhone. You guys probably heard it just a second ago, but now it's time to do a little bit more of a walk and talk with this particular setup. Movo Edge going into that smartphone, iPhone 8, nothing special here. Now we're currently walking around just to give you guys a little bit of an example of how the audio is going to sound in a particular environment like this. We're down in my basement, a lot of metal, a lot of objects, a lot of things that could probably combat with the audio signal, which is why we're giving it a test down here. How do you guys think it's sounding so far? Drop a comment in the comment section below, and I think another test that we'd like to run here is a simple walking away from cam, still talking 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How are we doing? Talking right into that iPhone 8. Audio, check. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking a little bit more of a step back. You probably can see in that BTS or that wide shot, you can see the camera is on the desk and we are obviously several feet away. I also want to turn around to give you guys an example of how it might function. Or does it disrupt when we actually turn around? So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And last but not least, I kind of want to take a step over here to get behind a wall to see if that wall throws any interference into our particular filming. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to keep my arm out here so you guys know that I'm not making a cut. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are definitely in a more tight, echoey room, but the goal here is literally to be behind this wall. I'm now actually facing away from the camera. My back is to you guys. Like I said, I don't want to make a cut, so I want to keep my hand out there so you guys can see it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are coming back in. Would love to hear you guys' feedback in regards to how do you think this $150 setup is functioning? All right, so this is the first time we're actually taking the new Movo wireless setup outside. Now we're filming with an iPhone 8, nothing special here. And I've got it on their little setup, their little extender. And I guess you guys can probably see with some of these behind the scenes kind of shots that you can see the distance in regards to what we're doing here. So if anyone is interested on this particular setup, you can kind of look over here that as far as we're at arm's distance, the microphone's nice and tucked in. Now a little side note, it's roughly about 23 degrees outside, but the reason I thought it would be interesting also to do some filming outside right now is the particular wind situation. Now I'm kind of tucked back in here, could be a little bit echoey, but I chose this particular spot really because it gave me a shot in regards to being protected from the wind, but also giving you guys an example of how it would be performing. Okay, so no, this portion is not about the police car behind me. Instead, this is the distance test for you guys. A lot of you are going to be interested in how far can you get away from your phone with this particular wireless setup, so let's go and put it to a test. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you guys are able to see me on some of the wider background shots, giving you a little bit more of an understanding of how far we are. Go a little bit further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How are we doing at this particular distance? I'm not a good judge of how far away we are, But I'd be honest with you, if you were doing any kind of filming, this would probably be because you're doing some kind of travel thing and you want to show some massive big wide shot. So we'll keep going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I wanted to turn away from the camera to see if that did anything with the signal. Also here in just a second, if we are still getting audio, I'm going to be, well, there's a chance that we could be. So we will see. But hey, Brian. I'm doing well, man. How about you? Oh yeah, sorry.
You look like you're all dressed warmly. Is your son around?
No, I'm actually out here filming a video for work.
Oh, sorry.
No. This is actually perfect. It gives me a good test. You're good, man. Have a good day, man. So at this point, we're getting a good understanding of what the distance is looking like with the cameras over here. Now, at this particular distance, once again, I'm not sure exactly why someone would want this big of a wide shot, but we're gonna go even further and see how we're looking. So I'm turning around that way to see if this interrupts the signal or not, because at this point, it wouldn't come as any surprise that turning away would kind of kill a signal. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna be very surprised, guys. I'm looking at the big wide shot way out there. This is a long ways away for a little bitty iPhone setup wireless. So I'm actually gonna walk behind the car here, see if that does anything. I don't even know if I'm still in the shots anymore, and also we are walking directly into that like 16, 17 mile an hour wind. So I don't really know if it's still picking up or if you guys are just getting completely distracted by this wind. But like I said earlier, that mic is tucked right in here. I do have its little wind filter, but I don't have a dead cat or anything like on that. And we're coming back in. So at this point, you guys have gotten a little bit of a real world understanding of not only how this particular setup would function indoors in a studio environment, but we got an opportunity to test it outside. And that's where I want to hear from you guys of what you think. All in, $150 or the $200 package, what would fit your needs? And I'll be honest with you, I think this is a pretty slick, real world kind of setup for a lot of you guys. I think that would fill your needs. Now, somebody like myself, I have the luxury of a little bit higher end cameras. So in a lot of situations, this particular setup might not be for me really because it just wouldn't plug into my particular camera. Now, that being said, for any run and gun situations or travel situations where I'm only going to have my iPhone moving forward, I do think that there's absolutely no reason why I would not have this particular wireless setup in my bag. And especially because so far from what I've seen, I've heard, it performs pretty well, and even the distance, I can't believe how far I was able to get away from this little small setup and still pick up signal. So like I said, for travel, for things like that where I want to kind of travel light, I think this will be my go-to setup. And for people out there that are beginning to do YouTube, beginning to do content, I think this is so user-friendly that it's kind of a no-brainer in regards to maybe being something that you should pick up, really because anyone can just plug it right in, click on that on button, and as long as your batteries are charged, you can really go to town and get some pretty decent audio. Now, I do want to say, if there was anything that I would want to change with this particular setup would be, I wish we had the ability to change the gain and the sensitivity, but I do understand with most of us using that iPhone app, it's really going to limit you in regards to what you can do. But for most of us, just right out of cam, it's a great solution. Other things that I would say that I would probably change in regards to the iVlog package, like I said, it came with all those boxes and all those goodies. Love this little mini tripod. And it actually can be detached right here. And I find myself in the near future, I'm going to use this a ton. Also the little LED light, which I find definitely useful. I have so many lights that someone like myself, I probably wouldn't use this, but if you bought the kit, it's a nice little addition, and I think it'll get you out of any pickles if you need to separate yourself from a background. So overall, Movo, I think, did a pretty solid job with this particular setup, but it's more of what do you guys think and how did the audio perform? I think it's up to par for iPhones and something especially for vlogs or people just beginning to do video work. So, as always, guys, it's Trey Lowell with Lowell Productions, and if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like the content I keep creating on this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.